Hey guys, what is up? This is Mr. A. Crizzy here, and in tonight's movie review, this is going to be a movie review on this new movie from Neon, and it actually just expanded recently, like this week, and so I've been hearing lots of really good reviews about this movie, and it actually first came out last month in October, but it wasn't really expanded until like yesterday, because yesterday was actually the wide expansion of this movie that technically is already out right now. And of course, and like I said, I've been hearing lots of praise about this movie. I've been hearing lots of really good things about it. Like it's not the A24 horror film Heretic, which just came out. I didn't see that, not yet. But anyway, this review is gonna be on Anora. Yep, this is my ticket to the movie Anora. So Anora is directed by Sean Baker, who is also known for directing the A24 films, The Florida Project, and Red Rocket, which I actually recently watched Red Rocket, and I actually really liked it. Yeah, I've also seen The Florida Project, which I also liked. And yeah, and of course this movie, this movie is from Sean Baker, and he decided to direct and write another movie, but this time from Neon. And so in this movie stars Mikey Madison as she plays a stripper who goes by the name of Anora, or also like Annie of some sort. And so Anora is a stripper from Brooklyn, and so she gets her chance at a Cinderella story when she meets and marries the son of like a like a Russian, I think, because the son's actually Russian, by the way. So yeah. And so once the news reaches Russia, Honora's fairy tale is threatened as the parents set out for New York to get the marriage annulled. And so after these two get married, these henchmen are out to stop this. And yeah. At first you think this would be like a generic love story, like a generic Cinderella story. But this movie actually goes way far from that, and this movie goes to a whole different level than just a typical Cinderella love story. And yeah, and of course, when the movie first opens up, you get every 5 minutes of like some sort of like strip club scenes, and like some raunchiness here and there. Once these henchmen come in and try to just to stop this marriage, then yeah, things go to a whole different level, and of course it had me paying attention closely. And the thing is, guys, like Ivan, or like Yvonne, and Anora, these two actually get married after just knowing each other, because actually, well, not really knowing each other, because they just met, and they recently just met, and of course they get married like right away, like that. But then yeah, and then just after they get married, after just meeting each other, then yeah, these henchmen are trying to stop this, and they think it's like against the law, that it's illegal. And yeah. But if I go into full detail about it, then I might end up spoiling the movie. But yeah, I'm not going to spoil anything here and there. So, yeah. And like I said, I've been hearing lots of really good things about this movie, and my local Cinemark movie theater that just started playing this movie, and I went and saw it, and I can definitely see where the praise is going for here, because I absolutely really love this movie. Yeah. It's actually my second favorite movie of 2024. Yeah. It's on my top 10. It's on my top 10 list of my favorite films of this year. My number 2 favorite. Yeah, because I absolutely love this movie a lot. I enjoyed it very much, and yeah. And I think Sean Baker actually does an excellent job here, and he should be proud of himself that he's done another great movie after directing The Florida Project and Red Rocket. Yeah, and this is actually my third movie from Neon that I saw in theaters. The other two were Ferrari and Longlegs, which I really love Longlegs. And yeah, Ferrari was also really good as well. And yeah, my dad and Uncle Charles really liked Ferrari. But as for this movie was definitely one of the best that came out this year. And like I said, it's my second favorite movie of the year now. Yeah, and like I said, Sean Baker does a great job writing and directing this film, and the performances too. I think the acting performances were really good too. I mean, there's not really any much familiar actors that are in this film, but the only actress that I know that rings a bell is Mikey Madison. Yeah, I think Mikey Madison's performance was actually phenomenal. Like she does a really great job playing her character in this film, Anora or Annie or something like that. And yeah, Mikey Madison's performance here was definitely really good. And I think this is actually her first time playing a main character, even if she has done that in like her earlier works prior to this film. But I've known her from quite some time in recent years, and she was actually born the same year as me. We were both born in the year 1999, and we're both like technically like 25 years old. Yeah, so Mikey Madison's the same age as me, and I first knew about her when I was doing research on like other films that she was in. Like 5 years ago, I know she was one of the bad gals, like one of the villains in the Quentin Tarantino film Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Where she was one of the Manson family members, like one of the bad gals in the film, and of course she also played a villain in the horror movie Scream 5. She played Amber from Scream 5, which came out 2 years ago. And yes, I know that same year in 2019 when she was in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I know, of course, I know she also did a voiceover in the 2019 Addams Family movie, but that's not really saying much because I know her most in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood and Scream 5. And now that she was in this movie, I can definitely say this is definitely her best performance yet. And I can probably tell Anora's is probably gonna get nominated for some Oscars at next year's Academy Awards. I mean, who knows? It might get a Best Picture nomination. It might get a Best Actress nomination for Mikey Madison. But I could be proven wrong, so we'll just have to wait and see about that. And I think when it comes to the story here, the story itself I thought was very interesting too. And sometimes sometimes I think when the characters were trying to explain to each other at different sides, my screening actually had some of the moviegoers kind of laughing at some of the dialogue, even though this movie's not really meant to be funny because this movie's actually like a romantic comedy drama film where there is a little bit of comedy, but not really much. That's not exactly that kind of comedy. Because this movie's more of a drama film and also technically a romantic film, even though we know these henchmen are trying to like ruin this like illegal marriage. But this movie explains that you should marry someone that you just met. Because otherwise things are gonna go so wrong, and there's gonna be some consequences coming up. Yeah, and I can easily say, Anora, I really enjoyed, like I said, and 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 of course it was worth it, and I'm glad I went and saw it. So overall, Anora was an amazing, fantastic, phenomenal film, and one of my all-time favorite films of the year. And I'm gonna give Anora 5 out of 5 stars. Definitely a 10 out of 10 for this one. So if this movie's playing at your local movie theater near you, then I say I highly recommend it. Yeah, and maybe if this movie gets nominated for some Oscars at next year's Academy Awards, then maybe this movie will play in more theaters once the Oscars come up. But only time will tell. And of course, like I said, there's also that A24 horror film which just came out called like Heretic with Hugh Grant. I mean, I've been hearing great things about that too, but I might have to wait on that because I think I'm good on movies right now, since I think my next movie I'm planning to see is probably going to be that Christmas film called Red One. Yeah, Red One with Dwayne Johnson and Chris Evans. And yeah, there is that Christmas movie that just came out as well, The Best Christmas Pageant Ever, which I've been hearing pretty decent. I've recently been hearing decent things about, but I don't know, it just looks like a whatever type of film, so it kind of doesn't really interest me that much. So, yeah. So after seeing Anora, I think I'm good on seeing movies right now. So my next movie I'm planning to see like the next upcoming weekend will hopefully if things will be worked out, then yeah. I mean, movies are my thing, of course, to see pretty much almost every weekend, but on occasional stuff. But it's what I do outside of social media. But but you guys get it. So yeah, my next movie I'm planning to see is probably gonna be the Christmas movie Red One. So there you have it. But aside from all that, overall, Anora was excellent and amazing, and I recommend it. All right, guys, so that's going to be it for my movie review on Anora, and that's going to be it for this video. So make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet. And as always, thanks for watching, and until next time, this is Mr. A. Crizzy saying goodbye, everybody, and that's about it.